This is a simple video on how to sew a tote bag. So the fabrics I used are cotton fabric, ankara fabric, and then webbing for the straps or the handle of the bag. If you're interested in it, kindly watch till the end. So that is the ankara fabric, and then that is the webbing, and then my main fabric for the tote bag. The size of this fabric is about 5.5 inches. That is the width. And then the length of it is as long as the bag. So you use the length of your bag for that. So I went ahead to fold 1/2 inch on one side. That is the side that has the raw edge. And then I'm going to be joining that part to the raw edge of the bag itself. And then you are going to fold the lower part of the ankara fabric. So this is what I'm using for the bag. The length of this bag, this fabric is about 44 inches, and then the width depends on you. Note the length and then the width depends on you. So I folded 1/2 inch in earlier, and then I folded 1/2 inch again. You are repeating the same step on the other side. This is to hide the raw edges. So what you are going to be doing now is to press the fabric to get a center line. So that is the center line I'm talking about, so that you can divide it into two. After getting this, the next thing you are going to be doing is to place your ankara fabric on it. Make sure you have that center line, otherwise you'll be confused when working. So make sure you have the line to divide it into two. Next, you are going to place the ankara fabric on it this way. Remember, we folded the lower part and then that side as well. So that side is coming. So that is the lower part. The lower part will be exactly on the line. After pressing the line at the center, that is where the lower part will be, and then the raw edge of the ankara where you didn't fold in will be at the side. So next thing you're going to be doing is to sew them together. So I'm going to pin them down before I sew to prevent it from moving while sewing. So this is what I have after sewing it down. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to fold my 1.5 inch in, and then fold it in again, making 3 inches folded. So repeat the same step on the other side. Take it to your machine and stitch it down. After stitching, this is what I have. I went ahead to stitch the upper part as well to give it an effect. It is optional. You can decide to stitch that part or leave it. Next thing you are going to be doing is to turn it to the right side and stitch about 1/2 or 1/4 of an inch. So pin it down at the right side. You are stitching at the right side. We normally stitch on the wrong side, but with this you are stitching on the right side. So after stitching, this is what I have. I'm going to turn it to the wrong side. So after stitching, notice the wrong side have a neat finished work. So make sure you pull everything out at the wrong side, and then you are going to stitch about 1/2 inch again. So if you have too much fabric on the side at the right side, make sure you trim it off before you make or take this step. So stitch 1/2 inch on both sides at the wrong side to get a neat and a finished work at the right side. So after stitching, I'll go ahead and turn it out to show you how it looks like. So this is what I have after turning it to the right side. Give it a good press and you are good to go. Next step is to use this webbing for the handle. So this is what I'm going to be using. If you don't have this, you can cut out your fabric and then use it. It will still be nice. So the length of this is about 21 inches, and you are going to cut 2 of that. Next, I'll be marking 4 inches in from the side 4 inches in from the side, and then I'll turn it to the other side and repeat that same 4 inches in. After that, the next thing you are going to be doing is to take your webbing or the fabric you are going to use for your handle, and then just make sure you get rid of the raw edges. That is why I'm using a lighter to bend that place so that it doesn't fray. But if you are using an ankara fabric, you can use it like that and it's not going to fray. Just make sure you have a finished end, and then make sure the line, the 4 inches, is at the center of the webbing or whatever you are using for the handle. Make sure it is at the center. So you are going to divide whatever you are using. So I'm dividing this webbing into 2. Assuming it is 2 inches, you divide it into 2. 1 inch will be at one side of the marked line, and then 1 inch will be at one side of the other line. Next thing I'll be doing is to fix or repeat the same process on the other side. So like I said, find the center of the webbing or whatever you are using for the straps or handle, and then pin it down. Always pin down before you stitch. It makes your work easier. And take note on how I'm turning or fixing the strap to get it right. Take note of how I am placing the straps to get it right. So after pinning it down, all you have to do is to take it to your machine and stitch. At this point, you can stitch it anyhow you want. However you want to design it, you go ahead. So this is what I did. I stitched the upper and then lower parts, and then I did a multiplication sign with my stitches at that side to give it a nice effect or a good finished or nice looking work. So this is the end result of my tote bag. Bye.